Hello friends, we are going to see today it is now two massive numbers in Java. So here I'm having only two three-digit number, but we are going to add a very huge number by using Java. So before doing that, we need to choose the appropriate data type. To add a very large number using long. But even though there is a constraint, there is a limitation to using long value. So long data type can hold a certain number of certain limits. So likewise integer. So let me print out. Let me make you understand. So I'm going to print the maximum value that we can use in integer first. So this will give us the maximum value that we can store in the integer data type. So let me execute this. We can use this number alone. So if you exceed the limit, so suppose if I'm adding once into the max value, it will not have expected output since the integer will have the memory allocation only 2 bytes. That's why we are having this kind of limitation. So I will explain the byte concept later in another video if possible. So if it is number in huge, we'll be using the long value. So even though the long have certain limitation, let me show that. So this up to this number only we can utilize. We can store in the long. So if it is exceeds its limits, it will not give the expected output since it's allocated with only 8 bytes. So let me print both. So I am exceeding with one here and also here in the long value I'm adding one here. So it exceeds its limits. So it's give the minus something like that. So it's give what is give is minimum value that can be stored hold by the long. This is the minimum value that can be stored hold by the integer. So let me show you that. I'm printing this again. So this is the integer minimum integer value and this is the minimum long value. So it's form a loop and it's go like that. So it's because of the bytes. It's allocated with only 8 bytes and this is allocated only with the 2 bytes. So if we exceed this limit, but our number is going to exceed this limit. So what else we can do? That's what we are going to see in this program. So some problems we have very cheap solutions and best cheap and best solutions. So we have to think in that way. So that's what we are going to do here. So we are going to like we are going to approach this problem like a kindergarten student. What we are doing in the kindergarten, we are just go back and try to recollect those days. So suppose if I'm having the number 23 and 35, so how do we add that? So we are divide the tens and ones like two and three, like this four and five. We'll be returning the ones below the one and tens below the tens. We'll be segregating that we should always keep that we add with one's value with one's and tens value, number two tens value with number one tens value. So we should not cross addition here. So we should keep in our mind that first of all, add ones with ones and tens with tens. Likewise, it's go till end. We should follow the same till the end. Then what else we do? We'll be doing. So if the number is carried beyond the 10, for example, here I'm adding, instead of having 3, I'm having 5. So 5 plus 5, yeah, that is 10. So we will put 0 here and we will be carry forward that 1 into here. So we will be placing the ones here and tens will be carried forward to the next level. So we will be adding here. If there is no value, so we'll stop the addition. If there is a value, we'll continue further. So that's carry forward the remainder value. Carry forward the remainder value. Yes. And if there is no number, and what else we do? We should add ones with ones and we'll be carry forward the remainder value and what else we do? We should continue till last. And what is the fourth point? So we also need to keep in excuse me. Yeah, we need to keep in mind as is if there is no value here in the tens. So what we do? So instead we will be consider them as those values as a 0 if there is no value in that places. If even it's good for both. We can do to the number 1 and also we have to do the number 2. If there is no value, we should replace with the 0. So I am adding the point here. So consider them as a 0. So we need to, so for that, yeah, we keep this in mind, we will continue to do the program. So let me take this example. Instead of having the number, I'm going to consider them as a string. So let me have you can either convert those number into string or you can get the number as a string itself. kept under the double quote. So I'm having the string number one and number two. So I'm going to calculate this value, the length of the number one that I'm going to hold in a I. So let me have the integer I. Number one dot length. So here I'm going to, since I'm going to iterate, I'm going to use I for the iteration. The zero number of zero is one, and number of two is two. Number of two is three. So number of two only I have to iterate. So here I will be getting the three. So again I'm going to do the minus one for that. Since I'm going to do the iteration, my iteration on the number one. So likewise, I'm going to hold the, I'm going to declare another variable called j, and I'm going to calculate the number two length in that variable. So there is, as I told, there is a possibility of having the carry value. So initially the carry value is 0 for the first addition. Now I'm going to mention here first addition carry value is 0. So to uh, hold the output, I am going to declare one string buffer. So yep, the prerequisite is done. So we can do it by either for loop or while loop. I am choosing the while loop. So I have to do it. Let me, before doing it, I have to do the addition iteration uh, until I have to add this ones with this ones. Number one ones with the number two ones, and number two ones, number two tens with the number two, number one tens with the number two tens, number 300 with the number 100 with the number 200. I hope you understand. So suppose if there is no one, so we need to calculate, consider this place as a zero. So how many times we need to iterate this addition of this loop is which number is greater, which length is greater, which number's length is greater. We need to find that out. Instead of doing that, I am going to give like this. J greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to do this. So it will take either number one's length is greater or number two length is greater. It will continue. It will continue to that last level. So instead of calculating the maximum length in between this both, I am giving the I am considering the both length here with the or condition. So I hope you understand. So I am going to calculate. I am going to take this value from the number one. I am going to take this value, the one's value, from number two. How to do that? I'm going to declare a temporary variable for this. So integer. Let's do that. String number one, right? Number one dot caret I. I'll be getting the I value. So this is we'll be having, we'll be getting the ASCII here, but actually we will not get the original, what is the value in that place. So for that we have to calculate, first we need to convert them into string. Finally, we will be converting them to integer. So for that, I'm going to use integer.parseInt. So we'll be getting the 10. So what about if there is no value here? So for that, we have to check one condition. If I should not I should have greater than I should be greater than 0 or equal to 0. Otherwise, we need to consider them as a 0. This point. If there is no number, should consider them as a 0. How do we come to know if there is no number? So if it is exceed its limits, there is no number. So we have to do the same for the temp2. So we have calculated. We find that out temp1 and temp2. For again, we are going to add temporary addition. Let me declare a variable for that. Temp1 plus temp2, and we also consider the carry forward value from the last addition. So we are again going to append in the string buffer. So here one point we need to keep in mind. So if the addition is go beyond the 9, what to do? So if the value have only one number, that's no problem. But if the value have two number like 10 or 11 or 12, something like that, so we need to calculate the ones and carry forward value. We need to also consider the carry forward value in this situation. So if the value is greater than or equal to 10, so what should we add in the string buffer? Any guess, guys? So we need to always add the last number. So how do we get that? By dividing the value by 10, we'll be getting the last number. So if it is the value is 11, so 11 divided by 10, so now the value is 1. So what is the carry forward value then? We should value, if you mod by 10, then we'll be having the remainder value. Remainder value is what? 11 mod by 10 and 12. Actually, we made a mistake here. Actually, carry forward value will be given by this. Yeah, now it's correct. So 11 mod by 10, that means it will 12. For example, if we got the value like 12, so the carry forward value is what? 12 divided by 10, we'll be getting 1. So that is the carry forward value. Yeah, that's right. Then the appended value, what the value which we should append with? 12 mod by 10, and we'll be getting the 2. So that's the value we should append. Yeah, here it's correct. Then we need to calculate the else part. If the value is not greater than 10, so we should append this. And here also we need to carry forward value. Carry forward value is what? 0, obviously. If there is if a value is lesser than 10, then the carry forward value is 0. So j minus minus and I minus minus. Yeah, we are correct almost. And there is still one catch, one scenario one scenario we need to check it out actually. So we are good to go. Yeah, let's bring the so we are appending the values from last to first. So we need to reverse that string buffer. There is a method, built-in method we have. We don't need to apply any logic here. Just reverse the string buffer. We'll be getting the exact output. So let me run this program. You are good to go. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. So it's obviously wrong, right? Yes. Where we went wrong? That's a catch. Yes. It should typo, I think. Let me run it again. Yeah. String out of bound exception. What is that? Character. And number 2, number 1, number 2. And yes, this is the typo. We should be very careful when we copy paste. Where we went wrong? String out of bound exception, right? DJ.person, caret I, caret J, and J minus minus. I minus minus and J minus minus. Yeah, that's right. So let's debug to find the issue. Yeah, J is what? 1, right? Yeah, that's right. And I is 2. Yeah, that's right. And one step 3. Temp 1 is 3. And temp 2. Temp 2 is 1. Yeah, correct. Correct. Temp 1 is 3. Temp 2 is 1. Yeah, correct. If value 4. And yes, right, right. Yeah. Temp 1, 2, 2, both are 2. Yeah, correct. Correct, correct. And J minus 1, I now is 0. Yes. And I is temp 1 is 1. Yeah, right. Here the J. Oh, very big mistake. Yeah, we'll be getting the right output, I hope. Yeah, we are getting the right output here. But I told you, no, there is still one catch. We forget, we voluntarily miss one scenario, so we need to we have to calculate that too. So here, 3 plus 1 4 and 2 plus 2 4 and 1 plus 9 10. So here it will come 1 plus 9 10, and it will, let me run this program. You'll be getting 0 here. So we forget to add remainder 1. So let me explain this. It will come over here. I should greater than or equal to 0. Already I is minus 1 and j is minus 1 in this scenario. So it will not go and add the carry forward value 1 here. So what else we have to do is we have to check or carry value should greater than 0, not equal to. We always check the carry forward value is greater than 0. There is no need of adding the 0 value before this, so that I'm giving greater than value. There is almost, and if you give equal, it will keep going on, go and go on. It will end up in an infinite loop. So let me run it again.
Yeah, we got the exact output. I hope you understand. So let me run it with the massive number here. So let me calculate the massive number. Yeah, it's obviously beyond the limit. Scientific number. So let me give. Then only we will be understand what we have. Let me run this program. Oh, yes, 4 and 4. 6 by 4. Let me run. Yes, we got the number, and the last number is, instead of 4, it's 5. We got the exact output that we want. So if you want, you can try to test some other numbers. So let me run this program. Yeah, we got the x. Oh, yeah, we got the output that we want. If you want, you can find it out. Yeah, guys. I hope you may I make it clear. If you still have doubts, so just leave a comment. I'll happy to help you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys.